Namaskar and very good afternoon and warm welcome to all of you. I am Dr. Renu Tomar. We have been discussing about need of educational values. So friends, discussing the same topic, let us try to understand that which are the agents who are important, who are playing an important role as far as imbibing educational values or values in an individual is concerned. In my previous lecture, if you remember, that we have talked about what values are, how they vary from one culture to another, how they become part and parcel of the individual persona, and with certain examples we have understood what values are. So continuing the same thread, let us try to understand which are the basic agents who are responsible for value education or educational value amongst children. So friends, the first agent who is responsible for educational value is family. What does family do? How family plays an important role as far as values is concerned? Friends, it is generally said that mother is the first teacher of the child because child learns his first value from his mother. Child learns the values like that the child should wish the elders, child should say hello to his friends, child should touch the feet of the elders to get the blessings. So these are the values which are taught in the family. The other values which are taught by the family are like how you have to behave, what is expected, the simple values like don't waste water, don't waste electricity. These are the values which are taught to the child in the family itself. They are very general values but very important because they are very important from the point of view of the sustainable development and sustainable existence as well. Because from the futuristic point of view, all of us know that we should learn that we have to save our resources, and this is how the child is taught to value the resources. Another person or another agent who is responsible for teaching value to the child is friends and peers. Friends and peers, when they play with the child, they teach them sharing, they teach them caring, they teach them the how to work or how to participate in the community, because generally whenever the child plays games with his friends, then naturally child is learning participative sharing, because no game can be played independently or individually. So thereby the child is learning the value of sharing as well as patience. For example, if the child is playing cricket, then the child realizes that he cannot be a batsman forever. The child will also have to run, child will also have to bring the ball. So all kind of roles which are being taught by the friends and peer while playing are teaching him that he or she has to play every kind of role and one cannot have one's complete say. So he or she learns how to value other people version, other people need, other people happiness. So this is how the peer and the friends are teaching. Another agent which is the most important agent is community or society. How does community or society plays an important role as far as imbibing of value is concerned? Community and society gives the value to the family, gives the value to the school, and thereby and naturally when the child is having certain values which are being followed at home or not being followed at home, and he goes out in the society and the society teaches him that these are the value of the community. The simple example which I had given in my previous lecture also, that while traveling in a bus or a metro or a train, you are supposed to give the seat to an old man or a woman or to certain handicap, because this is value. even if that seat is not meant for the person, the old person, but still this is a value which has been given by the society and community, that a young man has to stand giving due respect to an older person and offer him a seat, because the young man can stand but the older person doesn't have so much energy. So this is the value which is given by the society and community, may not be given by the family, because as soon as the child steps out, the society or the community around him tells the young boy that stand up, there is an old man standing near you, you are supposed to stand up and offer the seat. So community and society is also imbibing value in an individual. Then of course there is a school. School teaches the value on in the morning itself, when the child is supposed to say the morning prayers. He or she has to say prayers in certain manner. So these are the values which a school is giving to the child, that you have to wish everybody, you have to wish your teacher, and you have to give due regard to the people around you, and of course you have to pray to the God, because that way your life will be smooth. So these are the kind of a value which we are giving. The simple example of the value which is given in the school and which continues with each one of us is, we generally, whenever we go to pre-nursery, we are taught by the teacher to say, "May I come in, ma'am?" And that value stays with us till we retire or till we are alive, that before we enter somebody's room or somebody's office, we are supposed to knock, take the permission, and then enter. So these are the small values which have been imbibed in us and we didn't even understand, because these are the small things which we accepted, acknowledged as a part of our personality, and we are following it unconsciously. So friends, value is more of an unconscious than the conscious. Another important agent of imbibing value is media, print media and electronic media, and now we have that social media also. So social media is resulting in increasing the values in the minds of people. How? All of us know we are coming across the kind of values which we are imbibing due to the social media are like patriotism. Whenever something goes wrong, every individual like to share one's view on the social media, and the result is that each one of us feel that we should be patriotic, we should be respecting our soldiers. So these are the kind of values which are also learned by the person, because he or she is exchanging one's understanding of value on the social media. And of course, last but not least, relatives. Who are relatives? Relatives may be the maternal uncle, the paternal uncle, the cousins. They are also the one who create values. We come across many individuals who say that most of the values were imbibed by me due to the cousins, because the elderly cousins are the one who are responsible for giving the value to the young people in the family. Usually we get the value in the family from our siblings, our grandparents, our parents, or the relatives. Whenever we talk about value, it plays a very important role. There are certain organizations like religion. How does religion create a value? Religion would create a value by teaching that what is to be done. For example, whenever we enter a temple, we would remove our shoes. We would fold our hands in respect to the God, and we would meditate and try to connect to the God and find peace. So these are the kind of a value which religion has taught. To go through the religious book, to quote the religious book, and to follow certain cultural values, may it be related to simple to the fasting which everybody is doing, because there are certain fasts which are being followed by everyone. So these are the values which have been taught by the religion. Then the values have also been given by the history, as we were talking about, that if a certain nation has seen wastage of resources and the result is that they are suffering due to that, then naturally the history has taught something. For example, if we take example of our own nation, what has history taught us? History has taught us that our nation is very diversified, and because our nation is very diversified, we need to stand together, we need to respect everybody. And because history has taught that value, so we are respecting the diversity. We are considering each other as part of the national fraternity. Then other organizations which are responsible for giving the value, as we have already discussed, are the schools and of course the books and others, because books are the one who give certain values to an individual. For example, we generally say that in the books we should be referring to respect for gender, and we should always be giving the stories, the historical stories or the literary stories related to the women pioneers, the women leaders, the women fighters. That way we would be motivating our girls as to imbibe that value in them, as to become like them. So this is how the books are resulting in providing values. As we generally say that the Vivekanand was a very meticulous reader, and because he read a lot and he followed his mother, that is why he had the kind of a value which made him Vivekanand. So friends, books are known for imbibing value amongst individual a lot. Now friends, coming down to what are educational values. As Nelson Mandela has said that education is the most powerful weapon which can change the world. Education is responsible for inculcating moral values, life skills and other personality traits. How does it do it? How does it aim at turning the individual into the winning personality? And what is the role of education? So friends, whenever we talk about value-based education, it means that we are teaching the children, we are training the children to face the outer world as we want them to be. We want them to understand and accept and acknowledge certain attitude and values, so that becomes a process or part of their personality development. That would result in the character development, because whenever we talk about value based education, that means we are aiming at character development, we are aiming at personality development, we are aiming at citizen development, we are aiming at spiritual development. So what is the scope of value education? The scope of value education is to contribute to the society through trust, through moral education and personality education, so that the child understand what is to be done and what is not to be done. So that means the value education in school is important because it teaches about the world around us as well as prepares us with the tools that we need for the future success. Whenever we teach the child in the classroom that whenever teacher enter, you have to stand. What are we teaching? We are teaching the child that the teacher is somebody whom he or she should respect, owing to the fact that the teacher is elder to him or her, owing to the fact that the teacher is the one who is giving him something. She is in the role of a giver and he is in the role of seeker. Because he is a seeker, he or she should always be respecting the teacher. So they are the social skills, they are the behavioral skills, they are the ethics which we are trying to teach to the child in the school, in the classroom itself, so that he has a personality developed which would not only be proud of personal achievements but also understand that how to give due regards to the others. So friends, value education from the perspective of school means character education. And what are those characters which we want the child to imbibe? Are friendliness, fairness, social justice, so that the child, when he comes out of the school, he has that behavior, he has that attitude which we want as a citizen in him. So value education in a school means learning or studying existing knowledge or cultural heritage. Friends, now the question is how to teach value education, because this is the most difficult aspect. As we talked about that mother is the first teacher and the families are very much responsible along with the technology and the relatives and the society and community to imbibe value in the child. Now friends, let us try to understand that all these agents have to work coexistently. That means they should coexist in such a manner that all the agents should be teaching the same kind of value to the children. Only then we can expect that the conditioning will be proper. One thing. Second thing, how do we teach the child? Can we teach the child by introducing one subject which is called value education or moral science? Definitely not. If this was something, then we wouldn't have been discussing this topic, because moral education and value education, this is a subject all of us have studied and even now it is being taught. It can be taught only by practicing by elders. So the child has to understand the value. We have to provide the situation to the children by making them participate in certain games, by making them participate in social games, so that they understand what sharing is, they understand what caring is, how they are supposed to behave in a community, how they are supposed to behave with their peer group, how they are supposed to behave with their teachers, how they are supposed to behave with the elderly. Because of certain gaming strategies, we can teach to the children. And the most important aspect is that we as elders, may it be as parents, may it be as family, may it be as responsible people of the community and society, we should also be behaving in the same manner. Because if our behavior is not going as per our teaching, then naturally the child will not understand, the conditioning will be incomplete, the child will understand that whatever is being taught is being fooled, or that is not something which he should learn, because that is not being done by the elderly people around him. So friends, first of all, we should be behaving in the same pattern. Secondly, we should be putting the children in the kind of a situation in which they would be coming across certain behavioral pattern, and they would be they have to be, if they are behaving in certain pattern which we expect them to be, then they have to get certain rewards for it, because this is how the conditioning can be done, by penalizing for the behavior which is not expected and by rewarding the behavior for which the person is expected to follow. So this is how we can teach the value education in school. Whenever we talk about humanity as a value, we talk a lot. How can we teach it? To teach it, of course, we can utilize knowledge and technology. To teach it, of course, we will have to make them imbibe in their life. To teach it, we will have to introduce stories related to humanity. We will have to introduce history which is showing the example of humanity being practiced. This is how we are properly going to teach them. So friends, this is something which we have understood, that value education is essential for the building the character of the future citizen, and it is our duty to teach them good values. It is our duty to help them choose the right path, and this is how we can give moral education to the student. And it is our responsibility to help the students to follow their interest, find answers to the extreme law of universe, as well as preserve healthy life socially, economically and mentally, because only that can help them to improve their skills and to improve the cumulative ability of children. So friends, this is most important. Why value education is so important? It is important because we have to maintain our civilization. If the civilization in history have lost their existence, that was either due to certain disaster, the natural disaster, or due to the loss of value of in that community or society. So values are very important from the point of view that civilization, if it has to prosper, if we want that in the civilization we should have more of intelligent students, children, we should have more physically strong children, then naturally we have to teach them accordingly. Now let us try to understand that how value education can be understood from the context of philosophical understanding, because generally whenever we talk about value education, then we try to understand that from the value education we try to understand the laws of universe, we try to understand that how the knowledge of the current scenario, the knowledge of the society, the community, how it can be linked with the laws of universe. This is a very important aspect which needs to be introduced in families as well as in community, as well as in society and the school. From the word of value education, this means that there are certain explicit values and there are certain implicit values. In fact, in the long run, the explicit values also become implicit value. Like we talked about, when the child goes to the pre-nursery, the child is taught that he or she has to take permission from the teacher before entering. And no doubt about the fact that at that point the child doesn't understand that when he or she is saying, "May I come in, man?" he does not understand that why he is coming and what importance does these words have. He only understands that this is a behavior which is expected of him before entering the class, as to take permission from the teacher. Similarly, the child is taught to stand up whenever the teacher enters the class. So these are the very simple values which are explicit initially, because they are taught by the teachers in a methodical manner, by the educators in the methodical manner. But as the time passes, that become intrinsic, like it has become part and parcel of our own behavior, and the result is that whenever we want to enter somebody else's office or room, then we unconsciously take permission from that person, ki may I come in, because that is something which is expected. So what are implicit values? Implicit values are which influence our learning, and they are taught to us. They can be taught as a concept of hidden curriculum, they can be taught by certain methodical value, and they are implicit in certain societies. So they are taught in a way, to give another example, like explicit value, give the example of the same value which we were talking about. Explicitly teacher is teaching the child to give respect to the teacher, and implicitly the curriculum is narrating certain stories which shows that a good child means the child is taking permission from the teacher, because pictorially we generally have that kind of representation in the books of the children, which shows that a good child is the one who takes permission, who is good to the dogs, who is good to the elderly, who loves his friends, who is friendly to his peers. So those values which are being taught through the curriculum, they are implicit values, and generally it is seen that the explicit values go hand in hand with implicit values. Friends, what are the components of value education? The components of value education are generally coming from the history, heritage, constitution, community, or the national values. So these values which are taught to the children, and they might be covering living or non-living beings. So they are taught to the individual in such a manner that the person understand that these are the part of the values which he has to understand. What are the factors which are responsible for degradation of these values? Human population explosion. Whenever there is less of resources but more of seekers, then naturally the values will lose. Then of course, due to the degradation in the environment, as it is said, CFC's generation, we are, due to CFC's generation, we are losing the environment. Then there is biodiversity in the nature which is resulting in losing of values. radiation hazards and unbalanced ecology and advancement of technology. These are the core reasons which are resulting in losing of values. How to make them? That is why we usually say that we need to imbibe new kind of values amongst our children. The new kind of values are like sustainable development, like man. It is not man versus nature, rather it is man in nature and nature in man. So we have to imbibe these kind of new human values. What kind of social values are needed so that we are able to safeguard the community, the society from these kind of hazards? Love, compassion, tolerance, justice, these are the basic teachings which are part and parcel of every religion also. They have to be woven in such a manner that they become part and parcel of environmental education, so that the child understands that he or she has to nurture more plants, he or she has to respect the animals. Only then we would be able to take care of biodiversity on this earth. Then the cultural and religion values, like in Vedas it has been said, Dehi me dadami, that is, you give me and I give you. This has to be understood by each one of us, that if we exploit the nature, nature will exploit us. As it has been said in a well-known doha also, in which it is stated by Kabir that if you exploit me, the soil says that if you exploit me, I will spoil you one day. So these are the cultural values which have to be taught. Then of course there are ethical values which should encompass that there are earth-centric attitude which needs to be developed, not the human-centric attitude. We need to develop earth-citizen thinking people rather than individual thinking people. We need to address the global values more harmoniously than we are going after individual values, because if ecological imbalance is affected, then it is going to be catastrophic. Similarly, when we talk about spiritual value, it needs to be related to conservation, it needs to be related to patience, and it also wants that we should transform our consumeristic, we should not act as consumers anymore, we should change that kind of attitude. So what are the key objectives of value education? One is impacting an individual, improving the integral growth of individual, then creating positive attitudes and measurable improvement for sustainable life development, increasing individual awareness pertaining to national integration, cultural heritage, environment and conservation, then developing individual awareness towards its significance and role of values, and creating an amicable environment through raising individual awareness to the environment and the interaction with the environment, and of course curbing the ego to such a manner that every individual can understand that being an earth citizen is more important than being individual and becoming a consumer. Only then we would be able to save our environment. So these are the kind of awareness which we need to develop, so that the value which is required to become a good citizen of the world, the global citizen as well as the national citizen, as well as the good human being and a good person in the community and a good family man, these are the values which we need the person to imbibe. So friends, on this note I will take a leave. We shall again meet you as to cover some different topic. So have a good day. Namaskar. Thank you.